Hi, it's Hal from Light. It's the 1st of January 2012, and I want to take just a few minutes to share my New Year's Day ritual with you. Later in the day, that's going to involve some frosty beverages and a little bit of football, but for right now, it's all about digital asset management. Digital asset management, or DAM, is the process that we as digital photographers use to stay organized. This allows us to always know where our images are on our hard drive structure, regardless of how complicated it might be. The digital asset management process, once you get it moving and you follow it religiously every single day, does keep you organized without really much effort. But every now and again we need to make a couple of changes to keep things running smoothly. On the 1st of January we need to make 2 changes that will then apply for everything we do for the remainder of the year. The first change that we're going to make is to our folder structure that contains our images. For most folks, we recommend using a parent folder, and within that parent folder you will set up subfolders that are based on time as a primary discriminant to keep your images separate. To show this, I'm going to open up my primary folder. Now I'm using Windows 7 here, but the same thing is going to apply on just about any operating system. To go into my parent folder, I'm going to come down here to my taskbar and launch the Windows Explorer. This would be just like launching a Finder if you're on the Mac operating system. When I launch that Windows Explorer, on this system here it's going to default to my libraries, and I use the Pictures folder, which just makes sense, the Pictures folder as my overall parent. Double-clicking on that Pictures folder, you'll see that I have my subfolders now. And these are the folders that I use as primary discriminants to keep everything separate. So there's 2009, 10, and 11. The first change that we need to make every January 1st is to add a new subfolder that will contain all of the images for a specific year. So I'm going to go in, right click, and that'll be constant on just about any operating system, come down to New, and add a new folder. I'm going to give that a name. I'll call it 2012 Images. And now I have a subfolder that's ready to receive all of the other images and maybe other subfolders that I create throughout the year, such that by a couple months from now, 2012 is going to look a lot like 2011, where I have subfolders inside there that are based on a where, when, what format. When did I shoot it? Where was I? And what was the subject? For example, the 18th of June 2011, I happened to be in Pismo Beach and photographed a car show. Very, very simple. Now I'm set up and ready with a 2012 folder. That's the only change that we really need to make on our hard drive structure here on the 1st of January to update our digital asset management. Everything else we're going to need to do inside of our specific image optimization or cataloging software. For me, I'm going to show Lightroom today, but the same thing is going to apply if you're using the Bridge from Adobe to do some of your organizing functions. There are 2 things that we're going to want to change inside of Lightroom. Now the first of those you might think is, well, if I have a new folder, my 2012 images, I'm going to set everything up to go there right away. Now I don't have any pictures to bring in just yet, so I'm going to set that aside for a moment and instead take care of my metadata preset. The metadata presets inside of Lightroom or Adobe Camera Raw, these are small forms, and the forms will contain data that we can use to stamp each of our images as we bring them into our hard drive structure or into the catalog as we have here in Lightroom. Your metadata preset is very easily accessed inside of Lightroom by going to Metadata, Edit Metadata Presets. If you've already done this, all you're going to have to do is update a couple of different things. Now, if you haven't done it, and you'll know if you have or not by clicking up here where it says Preset up top, and you'll notice that I just plugged in my camera so I can do the second part of this demonstration. I click into Preset. If you see anything right here, you'll know that you already have a metadata preset. If not, you can just leave it on Custom and then fill it in very quickly, as we're going to look to right here. What I like to put on my metadata preset, and this is a preset that I can apply to every single image that I bring in, I just like to add on a little bit of copyright and a little bit of creator information. In order to do that, I'll add the copyright symbol, and on the Windows machine that is holding down the Alt key and then 0169. And on the Mac operating system, you want to hold Option G. That's going to give you the copyright symbol. But once I have the copyright symbol, you want to add the date, so 2012. And then you either put your name or the name of your photography company. Below that, we have copyright status. I choose copyrighted, and what this means is that sometime I have the intent within the next 3 months to take these images and register them with the Library of Congress. This is the minimum that we recommend putting here. Under IPTC Creator, also, I like to put my name, and then I give folks a way to contact me, and that's typically via Creator email. So I'm going to go with hal@lightworkshops.com. And now I have a custom metadata preset that I can use and apply to every image that I've brought in. So if I need to say, if I've never done this before, I'll save this as something new. I'll call this my 2012 demo preset and hit create. That is if you haven't ever done this before. For those that have been following what we do at Light for a while, you probably already have one of these presets. So let's take a look at the process we can use to change what we already have. I'll come up once again to Metadata, Edit Metadata Presets, and then from my preset drop-down, select the one you used last year. For me, it's 2011 and my name. Once you have your preset up, the first thing we're going to do is change the year on the copyright. So I'll just click right in here and change the 11 to 12. Once you've changed your year, come up to the preset drop-down once again and find Update Preset. And this will update the preset with the settings that we just typed in. Now the only thing that seems to be missing right now is the name right here is not ready to go. To fix that, click once again in the drop-down, rename the preset. I'm going to change 2011 to 2012, rename, and now I'm good to go. Once you click Done, you'll see that you get a confirm window. Either don't save or save as. You've already made these changes, so it really doesn't matter what you do, but the default is save as, so we'll just click there, and now we're ready to go. Using that metadata preset is a great way to automatically stamp your copyright as well as some contact information onto every single image that you bring in to your catalog and your hard drive structure. The final portion of this process is, all right, now I have new images, I'm ready to go, where do I put them? How do I need to change my import process to make everything go into that new 2012 folder? I'll click Import in the Lightroom Library module, and once I do that, my Canon 5D Mark II is going to show up, and it's going to start to slowly populate some images here into the content area right in the middle. But while I'm waiting for that, I can start my process. Now we know that during the import, you're going to want to do everything over on the right-hand column first. So the right panel inside of the import module is where we want to start. You've got destination all the way up through file handling. We at Light, we recommend starting down at the bottom. So I click onto destination, and this is where I determine where is it that my images are going. You'll notice now that everything is set up so it's going straight down into my parent folder of pictures and currently into 2011 images. I'd like to change that, so all I need to do is highlight 2012, and this becomes the parent folder for everything that I bring in now. Our recommendation at Light is to organize into one folder, make sure into subfolder is checked, and now I'll just add in my 2012 0101. I'm in Los Osos, and you can tell here these are some family shots, so I'd make Los Osos family. Now this would create a subfolder inside of 2012 images, and I'm ready to go. Now I always take this right here and I copy it just because I'm going to rename my files the exact same thing. So everything is set up now, but since I skipped, I better go back to apply during import, making sure that my metadata preset is the one I want, 2012, the one we just updated. If you want to apply any other keywords to do the rest of your import process, now's the time to do it. Click import and we're off and running. So those are the few things that I change when I am confronted with a turnover of the year. I'll always create a new subfolder for the year's images. I'm a real simple man. 2012 images works for me. After that, I update my metadata preset, and then I make sure that Lightroom is going to take every new image that I shoot and drop it right into my 2012 images folder. Hope that helps a little bit with your digital asset management. Have a great year and shoot well.